It's the end of day 3 in Boston, and started off very slow. Didn't get up until really late this morning, and had one of those apple cider doughnuts that I bought from the other day. So yeah, pretty good, you know. Almost reminds me of kind of like a churro donut. Had a little bit of apple in it, so it's a good start. Afterwards, I did a little bit of, I did a lot more sightseeing. Ended up going to MIT Museum. And Harvard Square and Harvard Law School to visit. So while I was in Cambridge for the MIT Museum visit and Harvard visit, I ended up having a quick lunch at Sebastian's in Cambridge. It's basically, to me, it's almost exactly like a specialties cafe that we have in the Bay Area, except it seems more foo-foo, you know, kind of like a lot more upscale, because like they have everything made to order. They don't really have a set menu. It's basically, oh, here's some recommended sandwiches, and what I had is a roasted turkey sandwich with radish clovers, red peppers, and a little bit of horseradish mayo on a sourdough bread. So as you can see from the picture, it was decent. I mean, it was, you know, I had it toasted, so it was nice and crunchy on the outside, but it was not a really big, as you expect on my food tour so far. It's not a big lunch. I mean, I just wanted to get something in my stomach because, you know, a lot of walking around. So that was that. Afterwards, I came back into Boston and started the Freedom Trail, which is basically a 2.5-mile walk through the city and all the way up to Bunker Hill Monument, which is north of Boston. But I ended up getting hungry again, you know, not used to it. And besides, I've been walking a long time. I mean, stayed hours in the MIT Museum, and then I had to walk around, and I ended up getting sort of lost at around the Harvard Square area to find the Harvard Law School, and I didn't realize that I just went around it twice. So yeah, so I ended up while I was on the Freedom Trail back in Boston, I think I went almost to Paul Revere's house, and the problem with that was that it was so dark outside that I couldn't find it. So what I did do is I ended up going to the Union Oyster Bar and sat at the bar and ate my dinner from the bar menu. Which isn't that bad. I mean, yes, I should have waited for a table, but I was starving for some reason. You know, I don't know why. Maybe because I'm so used to eating so much food. So I had their clam chowder. And I have to say that their clam chowder is more creamier, something that you would expect, something similar to what you get out of the Campbell's soup, but it's not as thick, and it had more chunks of clams and oysters in it. So, but I still have to say that Turner's Fisheries from yesterday, much better clam chowder than the Union Oyster Union Oyster location. But it was the country's oldest continuously running restaurant, so I had to go there. It was kind of like a sight and a place to eat. And then afterwards, I had a steamed mussels cooked in a garlic white wine and butter sauce, and that was pretty good. The bowl was pretty huge, and it was a good amount of mussels. I had to say, I was very pleased, and for that to be bar food, that's pretty good. Would I come back and try their dinner plate? Sure. Their actual off of their actual dinner menu. I would have liked to actually ordered at the bar the entire dinner menu, but that's not how they work at the bar. So if I was not starving, I would have actually waited 20 to 30 minutes for a table, because that's how long the wait was. So yeah, I guess it's because it's kind of a touristy spot. But the mussels very flavorful. Yeah, there was a warning that says that sometimes they'll be sandy, because this is basically fresh steamed mussels from the ocean and stuff. So, but what was interesting is I saw they had their own lobster tank, and I can see a chef just like grabbing stuff out of the tank and putting it into buckets so that they can be cooked. So that was interesting. And I also had I also had a sampler of their oysters. It was like their sampler platter of oysters. And they just taste like a vanilla version of the oysters that you would normally get. I couldn't really taste the freshness so much in that one, because the previous places from the previous days, they were like very, very upscale versions. They were like high-end stuff, that high quality stuff. The ones from the Union Oyster House was, seemed to me it was vanilla. I think I've just had too much oysters, too much raw oysters to tell. And also came with raw shrimp, which, a nice touch. Shrimp cocktail. It's vanilla as well.